It's 9:10. You're listening to Sunny and Shay here on BBC London 94.9. And this time last year, we did a lot of work with the Kindness Offensive, didn't we, Sunny?
It was interesting because it was just a simple thing like opening someone a door, helping someone up when they fall down. It's just those simple acts of kindness that can change someone's day. And these guys took it upon themselves, and they've got YouTube. You should watch it. It is amazing that how much difference it does make. You just take a moment and just look around you, and someone does need a bit of help. You go and just do that little something like say good morning and smile at them. Makes so much difference. And as a result, when they came into us, because we didn't think it was a quirky story, we thought it was actually a real story, and we enjoyed it. And as a result, even though it was quirky because they were dressed up all quirky, they got enough attention.
Yes, they
that
did.
They were on the TV, they were on the radio, and as a result, in that process, helped a lot of people with food. With
toys and gifts.
Why are we talking
but
about it?
Let's ask
them directly.
They are the Kindness Offensive, and we're very fortunate today to have the founding fathers of the Kindness Offensive. So
and there's
David,
4 of them.
James, Benny and Robert, welcome to BBC London 94.9. How are you all this evening?
Really good.
We've only ever met David from the Kindness Offensive, but I mean, we've tried our best to explain what you do. But James, why don't you kind of give us a little bit of a fuller understanding of what the Kindness Offensive is all about?
Well, the Kindness Offensive was set up about 3 or 4 years ago, and it was set up as kind of an experiment between us to see if we could get a better understanding of kindness and we didn't actually understand at the time whether it worked or not, and it was kind of an experiment. And so we went out onto the streets and started asking people what we could do to improve their lives. And we got a big sort of 17 people wrote down on a piece of paper what they wanted from us. And then we all went away and tried to make it happen for them. And
didn't most people say, the winning tickets to the lottery, please? And that'll just fix me fine. Did you get a lot of that?
It was surprising, actually, because we were asking the open question.
Of course.
You can have anything you like. And people were asking for blenders and boxes of chocolates. And no one really asked us for anything like that. I think they kind of maybe didn't quite...
They were very kind to us.
Achievable.
Very, very kind.
You've raised a lot, haven't you? You've given thousands of toys away. You've had your big bus, which you've taken across London and across the country as well. Tell us about some of the work over the last couple of years that you've done. To really, you've given a lot away. You've rang big corporations and given that stuff to people who needed it.
We've broken the world record for random acts of kindness twice, giving away on the first time 35 tons and then giving away 39 tons. We held
of what?
Of all kinds of supplies for London, everything from toys through to food. Even one year we supplied Battersea Dog Home with loads and loads of dogs food because they have a rise in dogs over the season. We've held awards, the Everyday Kindness Awards, to reward people for doing acts of kindness in the street, like helping with directions or with a pram up the stairs. We've held tea parties at old age pensioners' homes, and we've also held an annual toy drive to supply every hospital and loads of orphanages and children's charities toys at Christmas time, which is what we just finished doing a couple of days ago at Christmas time.
Which has actually got too big for us to do in one day. We had to stretch it over 3 days.
Wow.
We had about 12,000 toys, not counting the tiny little stuffed animals, which are also greatly appreciated by the little kids, for sure. It's gotten so big, it's unreal. And it's all because people have responded to the call. We've said, there are children not getting toys for Christmas, and big companies have stepped forward. We had LV step forward and put money up to buy toys for kids. We had the Toys Trust. We had Hammerson's PLC.
Wow.
We had Catlin Underwriters.
Amazing.
These are really big companies that showed a really big heart. And the next thing we knew, there was just so much stuff there. It was like, we usually do this in a day. It took us 3 days.
It was the biggest event of its kind anywhere this year. No one else gave away more toys than us, which is a great feeling.
That is a good feeling. Now, I remember last time you came in, when we first met, you were in this high-vis outfit, and you had the builder's hat and everything.
That's right.
And that's purely just to get attention first. But I don't see those outfits on today. And is that reason why? Have you just sort of toned it down this year, even though you did this massive thing, just over 3 days? But
Truth be told, all our outfits are in our warehouse at the moment.
Really?
We thought you could pretend we were wearing them.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know.
Is this a radio show?
Yeah, exactly. No, but I'm just saying that maybe it was just like, you would wear them when you go out to do this work.
Yeah.
I know that you do it then.
We dress up in the bright yellow outfits, and we put little cartoon stickers on them and stuff.
All the volunteers volunteers do this as well. We give the volunteers the hats and the jackets, and what we find is it gives us a unity.
Yeah.
It makes us feel like we're all doing something fun together, and it it also helps us to identify who's with us and who isn't when we're on the road, for instance.
And the public are a lot calmer because people in high vis tend to.
You said that to me last time.
Know what's going on.
Yes, that's so true. If I see someone in high vis and I'm lost, I'll go to them. So Benny, what for you is kind of really important about being involved with the Kindness Offensive and being able to help and do the work that you do? Come closer to that, Mike. There we go.
I guess what's important to me personally is the joy of just actually giving the present. It's a selfish thing, but there are levels to it, aren't there? This one's bigger, and it's really nice to know that I was involved in something that helps so many people at once. But my favourite points in the day were the couple of moments I actually got to meet a kid and give them a present. The one that got missed in the playground that was upset or something like that. Purely my selfish joy.
But your selfish joy is somebody else's pure joy. Do you know what I mean? And that's an amazing thing to do. But at the same time, you have day lives and you've got family lives as well. And what do they think about the kind of offensive? How have they taken to it? How much of the cause have they sort of supported you with?
My parents came along, and we've had all of our families and girlfriends and stuff come along. It's a great.
Hold on, are you sure you didn't think, what are you just trying to get away from the family? We're going to go out and we're going to try and do random acts of kindness. If Sonny said that to me, I don't know if I'd be okay. Whoa. Where are we going with this? What exactly?
When did that happen?
It's funny when you look across the sea of faces of volunteers. Like on the day we wrapped over 10,000 gifts, you see a lot of whole families come along. Mothers, daughters, and you see a lot of work colleagues come along in groups. It's really quite fantastic. People make a day out of coming along to the Kindness Offensive.
Now, we talk about all these families coming, but how can people get involved with your organisation? When do they get involved? Is there a website?
Just if you go to the kindnessoffensive.com, and there's a contact thing on there, and just join the mailing list, and we'll send you out updates when we do stuff.
So James, talk to us then about 2013. It's been the last couple of years that you've been going. You're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Where do you go next? So you've given toys, which is fantastic. You've given out, as you were saying earlier, dog food. Is there something that you haven't done that you're thinking, this is the next challenge for us, or is it just more of what you've been doing already, James?
Yeah, I think the next event that I'm looking forward to particularly is the Teddy Kindness event, and I think we're teaming up with the Mayor of London to do that. And I think it's going to be a fantastic thing. We're going to give toys to every police force to put in their police patrol cars.
Right.
And so when, unfortunately, a child or something gets into a situation, and the police would actually give them the teddy, and it kind of diffuses the trauma. There's been lots of scientific studies done, apparently.
Wow.
And it really helps. It's just that added bit of kindness.
So the police
we have a huge number of teddies already for this.
Right.
Oh, brilliant.
Huge number.
And how many do you expect to give out in this time? How many are you expecting? How many people on the street at any time, one time, that you would give to the police force?
We don't have those figures. The police will actually have the teddy bears,
right,
and they'll keep them in their cars and on their person, so the policeman will have his handcuffs, his truncheon, his pepper spray, and his teddy bear
when he's going to this call.
Well,
all the time,
on all
wherever,
because you never know when you're going to encounter a child. And when the police encounter a child in distress for any reason, it could be that the father's just got a speeding ticket, or it could be a domestic violence call, they're going to have this teddy bear on their person to be able to give to the child to deflect the situation. And to instantly start building a rapport between the police officer and the child in distress.
Has this been done somewhere before?
Yeah, it's been done right across America.
Right, I was going to say, because it sounds like an American kind of an idea.
Absolutely,
I mean, I can't think of us thinking of give teddy bears. What are you going? They're criminals, man. It's all about. But so in America, you can see that they would do something. Yeah. So where did it start off in America? Do you know where it's sort of like the study stuff?
It's done in quite a few states.
Right.
If you go online and you have a look, you'll see that it's done quite and this is where we get all the data from. And they've shown that that the children suffering from shock and all the bad things that come with trauma actually diminishes considerably just through this little gesture. And that makes perfect sense to us because we're the Kindness Offensive, and we know the power of turning up with a nice little something to give to somebody, to make them smile, to have a little moment of human connection. And I think allowing the police to do that, to arm them with a tool where they can actually communicate with a child who's in a bad situation, I think is going to help them, which is why they're kind of keen to do it, and also make the experience more pleasant for the child. So these mini Kindness Offensive teddy givings are going to be done by the police right up and down the country, from Scotland to Cornwall, which I think is quite a beautiful thing.
I agree. I think it's, if you think this year, without a doubt, if we were to look at individuals, communities getting together, not performing. There weren't random acts of kindness, but there were acts of kindness. If you look at the Olympics, so many people volunteered this year. They got involved in London. They wanted to be a part of London in a positive way. Over a year and a half ago, we had the London riots, which was a complete opposite, of it's a part of London that I guess not a lot of us wanted to see or ever relive again. How was it for you, the Kindness Offensive, to see that this year during the Olympics, the community spirit, a lot of volunteering that was going on, and a lot of people giving up their time, their money as well, to be out there and just welcome people into our great city?
It looked like they all had fun, didn't it?
Mm.
I saw the looks on their faces. They all looked like they enjoyed it. And we know that London is a place full of people with big hearts who want to give their time to do something, especially when it's fun like that.
Yeah.
So it was a wonderful thing to see everyone come together like that.
And what about yourself, Robert? Did you enjoy the Olympics this year? What was a highlight for you? Is there a personal highlight out of the year that you really, really enjoyed this year?
I like to see people getting together doing nice things. And I think that London got away with it.
Yes.
We nailed it.
In a big way. What about yourself, Benny? Are there highlights for you this year that if you were to think about, aside from, I know everyone's talking a lot about the Olympics this year. Was it the Hackney?
And we should be.
Watching the Queen jump out of the plane.
That was amazing.
That was an odd moment.
That was very surprising, wasn't it? I don't think we were expecting that.
Yeah, and we watched it in our household with all kinds of neighbours, and it was a strange scene. I remember enjoying that.
Yeah,
but,
it shows that our royal family do have a bit of a sense of humour. I mean, I don't see any other rules jumping out of a plane for laugh, especially as old as our Queen is, and as young as she is as well at the same time, sort of thing, because she ages in a graceful manner.
She does. James, yourself, what was a highlight for you this year?
I think the highlight is it's lovely to see people come together and to volunteer for a kind of a national event. That's lovely. But I like watching Usain Bolt. The man can run.
Yes. You ain't catching him.
Brilliant.
See, you know what I like about him? He could actually go into any room in the world and go, I can beat you.
Yes.
I
am the fastest man.
And you know what? And I'm sure he goes, really? Let's race. Do you know how many people must have got up to him and said, let's race? No, you can't beat me. I'm the fastest man on the planet. Do you know, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I can imagine him being that. But you guys are the kindest men on the planet. I think,
there we go.
I could sit here and say, I'm quite kind. And you're like, no.
No, we are the kindest
you know
people.
what? I'm kinder than you, right? And I've got proof I'm kinder than you. So and thank you for being so kind and showing that there is something inside us that sometimes we get so caught up in ourselves we forget the people that we share this planet with and sometimes the city with. And is this thing that you've highlighted just a simple thing like helping somebody with their trolley up the stairs with a baby in it? It's simple things like that.
There's no competition to it. I used to be a chef, and one of the mottos we said was you're only as good as your last plate. Well, life's a bit like that. You're in the moment right now, and you're only as good as what you give to that moment. And it doesn't really matter what happened before, if you were really kind or not as kind or whatever. What you're doing right now, this is your stage, this is your moment, this is your shout kind of thing. It doesn't really matter what happened yesterday, and don't go around bragging about that kind of thing. What are you doing now and what's coming next? These are interesting questions. Do you know what I mean?
It's really intriguing. You've got me thinking about it though, because usually when you think about New Year's resolutions, I mean, at the end of the day, it is New Year's Eve today. I tend to think about, right, I'm going to tone up, I'm going to lose some weight, I'm not going to maybe go out as much, I'm going to look at my bank balance,
leave my husband's wallet at home.
Yes, that's one. No, I always carry his wallet with me. Those are the type of things that we tend to think about, isn't it? But the one thing that you maybe don't look at for your New Year's resolution is perhaps, what can I do with my spare time? Can I give that for others? Can I volunteer? So I think that's one definitely to put on the list for me for New Year's resolution, is to maybe try and do that. I don't know if I can be as kind as the kindest guys in the room, but we can definitely try. So what's the website again if anyone wants to get more information?
Just Google Kindness Offensive. It comes right up at the top. It's thekindnessoffensive.com, but just type it in the search, it will come up there.
And you know what, in the new year, please don't be strange, just come and tell us what's happening, and any way we can help here on BBC London 94.9 with your cause, and we will definitely talk to you if anything.
We had a good time with you guys. I remember you on the streets helping the homeless.
You know what,
side by side.
I wish we could do a bit more of that, because I really did, because like I said to you, I mean, we've been talking to Crisis over this period. Me and Shay, we spoke to them a couple of times on BBC London 94.9, and they do a tremendous job, and they've been going on for 40 odd years, and they're doing a brilliant job of what they're doing, but it never gets easier, and it's always nice to be part of something. And especially when you help other people, you know, because you never know when you're going to end up there. That's what we found on the streets, didn't we? When we went with you on the streets, that you raised all this socks and food and what have you that you found, which I never even thought about. Socks, really? And I learned something. It was a learning curve for me as well. So it's not just about food. And the best thing that I've learned from that experience on the street, thanks to you guys, is that it's nice to just say hello to someone who's on the street, and that's all they want sometimes. It's not even their money, it's not just a little hello and acknowledgement.
Great opportunities are there every day to be kind. You don't need to be part of a huge organization.
Yeah.
You just do it yourself, and that's what we're hoping to inspire. I mean, our motto is join the kindness offensive, and you can join us the next time you see someone that needs a smile, that needs a pat in the back, that needs a moment of time. You can join us right there. I mean, that's what it's about, and you know, and you guys get it here, and that's what we love about you. You know, it's like you really do get it, and we thank you very much.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
They're in big, bright yellow visors.
While we were talking, they're dressed into their uniforms.
They're blinding me with the yellowness and the helmets as well. And the badges. The kindness offensive. Obviously, if you want more information, and you know what, in a couple of hours it will be 2013. And looking at New Year's resolutions, why can't that be one to do something nice and kind to someone? The kindness offensive. Thank you so very much for coming in, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.